Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, April 9th, 2021. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's Major League Baseball, NBA, and NHL games, look ahead to today and the weekend's games. I'll go over the leaderboard for the Masters. I'll preview and predict the Nascar races for the weekend, my Nhl Power Rankings, the latest news and notes, and my best bet of the day. We're going to start with Major League Baseball. We will go over what was a short window of games yesterday and look ahead to today and the weekend. Mets over the Marlins 3-2. Mets 2-2, Marlins 1-6. Edwin Diaz the win, Anthony Bass the loss. Cubs over the Pirates 4-2. The Cubs are 4-3, Pittsburgh's 1-6. Jake Arrieta the win, Tyler Anderson the loss, Craig Kimbrell the save. Red Sox over the Orioles 7-3. Red Sox 4-3, Baltimore 4-3. Eduardo Rodriguez the win, Matt Harvey the loss. Rockies over the Diamondbacks 7-3. Colorado 3-4. Arizona 2-5. John Gray the win. Merrill Kelly the loss, and Daniel Bard the save. White Sox over the Royals 6-0. The White Sox 4-4. KC 3-3. Lance Lynn the win. Brad Keller the loss. Twins over the Mariners 10-2. The Twins are 5-2. Seattle's 3-4. Jose Barrios the win. Marco Gonzalez the loss. Cardinals over the Brewers 3-1. The Cardinals are 5-2. Milwaukee 3-4. Giovanni Gallegos the win. Drew Rasmussen the loss. Alex Reyes the save. Angels over the Blue Jays 7-5 in 11 innings. Junior Guerrero the win. Ryan Barucki the loss. Raciel Iglesias the save. Astros over the A's 6-2. Astros 6-1. Oakland 1-7. Christian Javier the win. And Cole Irvin the loss. All right, looking ahead to today's games. 3 o'clock, you have the Yankees and the Rays from Tampa Bay. So it's the Rays home opener. So we don't have a big window today because it's a lot of rain makeup games. So it's Corey Kluber and Rich Hill. Yankees are -136. Rays are +116. Over under 8.5. Overs -108. Unders -112. Yankees -1.5 is +118. Rays +1.5 is -142. I'm going to go with the underdog Rays here at +116. The Yankees' bats showed some signs of life against the Orioles. I just banking on Rich Hill putting up a good performance. They're just classic Rays turning. I don't want to say the word scrubs because Rich Hill wasn't a scrub on the Dodgers, but turning guys into impact guys. And I could see that with Michael Walker, even though he stunk in his first start. And the same for Chris Archer, but we'll see. I'm going to go with the Rays +116 against the Yankees. 4 o'clock, the Nationals and the Dodgers. So the Dodgers home opener, Joe Ross and Walker Buehler. So the last two World Series champions at it. The Dodgers -310. The Nats are +250. Over under 8.5. Nats +1.5 is +118. The Dodgers -1.5 is -142. I'm going to go with the under 8.5. The case is that Walker Buehler pitches great. Joe Ross pitches okay. Nats bullpen gives up a couple runs. I could see this being a 5-1 Dodger win, so I'm going to go under 8.5. 4:30, the Rockies and the Giants. Austin Gomber and Johnny Cueto. Giants -166. The Rockies +140. Over under 8.5. Overs -112. Unders -108. The Rockies +1.5 is -150. The Giants -1.5 is +125. I'm going to take a shot here with the Rockies +140. I like Austin Gomber. I'm not convinced Johnny Cueto is not the Johnny Cueto of even 5 years ago. So I'm going to go with the Rockies +140. 7 o'clock, the Angels and the Blue Jays. For some reason, I don't see that game on the list. Andrew Heaney, we don't know who's going for Toronto. I would assume it would be Steven Matz would go Saturday. Who went for them on Sunday? TJ Zook. And he pitched great against the Yankees. So I guess it would be TJ Zook against Andrew Heaney. I would actually take the Blue Jays first half would be my pick for that game if the Blue Jays are a decent number and not overpriced. Tigers, Indians. Julio Teheran, Zach Plesac. The Indians are -190. The Tigers +160. Over under 9. Tigers +1.5 is -132. Indians -1.5 is +110. I'm going to go with the under. I think that Zach Plesac will pitch well. And I think this could play out similar to Nats Dodgers, where this could be like a 5-1 Indians win. 7:20, the Phillies and the Braves. Zach Wheeler and Charlie Morton. The Braves are -130. The Phillies are +110. Over under 8. Phillies +1.5 is -196. Braves -1.5 is +162. We saw this pitching matchup on Sunday. But except, if I'm not mistaken, the Phillies were favored in that matchup. I mean, I guess having fans back hasn't made a difference. I'm going to go with, I want to say Braves first 5, but that's pretty good. And full game is -130. This is a tough one. I'm going to go under 8. That's going to be the pick. I could see this being a 4-3 game, 4-2, either way. 8 o'clock, you have the Padres and the Rangers, Joe Musgrove and the rookie, Kohei Ariara. The Padres are -198. The Rangers are +164. Over under 9.5. Over is -105. Under is -115. Padres -1.5 is -118. The Rangers +1.5 is -102. This is a tough one. I'm going to go over 9.5. The case is that the Padres have put up a lot of runs. Arihara doesn't have the experience. Not a huge Joe Musgrove fan. I can see the Rangers even putting up some runs too. I can see this being a 6-4, 7-4, 7-3 type of ball game. A's Astros, Sean Manaea and Lance McCullers. Oakland +148. Astros -176. Over under 9. Over is -104. Under is -118. Athletics +1.5 is -140. Astros -1.5 is +116. I'm going to go with the A's on the money line at +148. I think Sean Manaea is due to have a good performance. I like McCullers, just coming off that extension. I'm just taking a shot at a dog, and that dog to me tonight will be the Oakland Athletics. And at 9:30, you have the Reds and the Diamondbacks, Tyler Mahle and Taylor Widener. The Reds are -138. Diamondbacks are +118. Over under 9. Over is -120. Under is -102. The Reds -1.5 is +118. The Diamondbacks +1.5 is -142. I'm going to go with the Reds run line at -1.5 at +118. The Reds have been playing tremendous baseball. They've been scoring a ton of runs. Diamondbacks have been giving up a ton of runs. I can see where this is a 2-run game, but there's a chance this bites me in the ass. But anyway, I'm going to lay the -1.5 at +118 for the Cincinnati Reds. Saturday, 1 o'clock, Yankees Rays, Domingo Germán and Chris Archer. Marlins Mets, Trevor Rogers and Jacob deGrom. 2 o'clock, Royals White Sox, Mike Minor and Dylan Cease. Mariners Twins, Yusei Kikuchi and Michael Pineda. 2:15, Brewers Cardinals, Adrian Hauser and Carlos Martinez. 4 o'clock, Rockies Giants, Chichi Gonzalez and Logan Webb. A's Astros, Frankie Montas and Jose Urquidy. 6 o'clock, Tigers Indians, Tariq Skubal and Aaron Savali. 6:30, Cubs Pirates, Zach Davies and Mitch Keller. 7 o'clock, Red Sox Orioles, Garrett Richards and Bruce Zimmerman. Oof, bet the over in that game, folks. Padres Rangers, Chris Paddock and Jordan Lyles. Angels Blue Jays, Jose Quintana and Steven Matz. 7:20, Phillies Braves, Zach Eflin and Ian Anderson. 8 o'clock, Reds Diamondbacks, Jeff Hoffman, and we don't know who's going for Arizona. And 9 o'clock, Nats Dodgers. We don't know who's going for Washington, and Julio Urias is going for LA. Sunday, 1 o'clock, Red Sox Orioles, Nick Pivetta and Jorge Lopez. That's an over bet. Cubs Pirates, Trevor Williams and JT Brubaker. Angels Blue Jays, Alex Cobb and Tanner Roark. Yankees Rays, Jordan Montgomery and Michael Wacha. Tigers Indians, Jose Urena and Logan Allen. Marlins Mets. We don't know who's going for Miami, and Marcus Stroman is going for the Mets. 2 o'clock, Royals White Sox, Brady Singer and Carlos Rodon. I might look at the Royals in that game, by the way. Mariners Twins. Chris Flexen and Matt Shoemaker. 2:15 Brewers Cardinals. Brett Anderson and Daniel Ponce de Leon. 2:30 Padres Rangers. Adrian Morejon and Mike Foltynewicz. That's an over game. 4 o'clock Rockies Giants. Herman Marquez and Anthony DeSclafani. Reds Diamondbacks. Jose De Leon and Luke Weaver. Nationals Dodgers. Max Scherzer and Dustin May. And Sunday Night Baseball, Phillies Braves. You can make a case it should have been Nats Dodgers because it's the last two World Series champs. Maybe they were aiming for Kershaw Scherzer, but they got Scherzer Dustin May. So ESPN caught a break. Meanwhile, Phillies Braves, you got Matt Moore and Drew Smyly. So maybe they are having some regrets. Matt Moore's ERA is 5.4. Drew Smyly's ERA is 3. I think the Phillies win this one. I think they'll probably this will probably be a rubber match potentially, or maybe Braves are going for a sweep, Phillies going for the win. But I say Philadelphia probably wins that game at home against Atlanta. All right, now we'll move on to the NBA. We will look back on the games from last night and look ahead to today's games. Heat over the Lakers, 110-104. Bulls over the Raptors, 122-113. Cavs over the Thunder, 129-102. Mavs over the Bucks, 116-101. Jazz over the Blazers, 122-103. Clippers over the Suns, 113-103. And the Pistons over the Kings, 113-101. Tonight's window at 7 o'clock, I have the Pacers and the Magic. We don't know whether Sabonis and Brogdon will be back for Indiana or not. I'm assuming they are. They're questionable. I have my line Orlando as a 12-point. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to adjust with fans. They're full capacity. So 11 in the total at 221.5. So FanDuel has this at Pacers 4.5. I'm going to lay the 4.5 with Indiana. Let's hope that the players are back. This line's only going to go up if they're all back. So I'm laying the 4.5 with Indiana. 7:30, you have the Timberwolves and the Celtics. I'm at Boston, 15 total, 224.5. Meanwhile, it's 8 and 228. Rich, it's 8.5. So I'm going to lay the 8.5 with Boston. Memphis Knicks. I'm at Memphis 4.5 total, 216.5. Meanwhile, it's 1.5 and 215. I'm going to lay the 1.5 of Memphis. Mitchell Robinson's absence has hurt the Knicks. The Knicks have been bad at closing games out, but they've still been covering point spreads left and right. But this is very short. I like Memphis tonight. The best player on the court will be Ja Morant. 8 o'clock, the Bulls and the Hawks. My line is Hawks 2.5, total 225.5. Meanwhile, it's Hawks 2, total 227.5. I have no choice but to take the under. I would bet it because it's a 2-point edge, so I'm going to go under 227.5. 76ers Pelicans. I'm at Philly by 12, total 226.5. Meanwhile, it is Philly 7. We don't have a total yet. I'm going to lay the 7 with Philly. I know New Orleans has their guys back, but the best player on the court in this game will be Joel Embiid. The Hornets and the Bucks at 9 o'clock. My line is Milwaukee by 15, total 227.5. Meanwhile, it's Milwaukee 8.5. I'm going to lay to 8.5. Giannis should be back. No LaMelo Ball, obviously, so I'm going to lay to 8.5. Spurs Nuggets, I'm at Denver by 13.5, total 224. Meanwhile, it's 8.5. I'm laying the 8.5 with Denver. Jamal Murray should be back tonight. 10 o'clock NBA TV, the Wizards and the Warriors. By the way, the first game of the NBA TV doubleheader is Grizzlies-Knicks, which is okay because you got John Moran against R.J. Barrett, two of the top 3 picks in the 2019 draft, and obviously Julius Randle in there as well. My line is Golden State 4.5, total 229 for Wizards-Warriors. Meanwhile, it is 4.5, 238.5. I love the under. they're overinflating these Wizards totals. The case for the under is that Golden State's defense isn't all that bad. Draymond Green is a good defensive player. I think that he can make some plays. So give me under 238.5. I really, really like that. And last but not least, the Clippers and the Rockets. I'm a Clippers 22, total 222. Meanwhile, it's 14. I'm laying the 14 with the Clippers. And we do not have a total yet. All right, the weekend's games. Saturday, 7:30, I have the Raptors and the Cavaliers. Saturday primetime, ABC, Lakers, Nets. ESPN must be having a little bit of regrets right now. I mean, it's still Kevin Durant, still probably James Harden, but where's LeBron James and Anthony Davis when you need them in primetime? Brooklyn's going to blow out the Lakers. 9 o'clock, the 76ers and the Thunder, the Kings and the Jazz. 10 o'clock, the Rockets and the Warriors, the Wizards and the Suns, and the Pistons and the Trailblazers. Sunday, 1 o'clock, the Hawks and the Hornets. 3 o'clock, NBA TV, the Celtics and the Nuggets. 7 o'clock, the Pelicans and the Cavaliers. The Bucks and the Magic. 8 o'clock, the Raptors and the Knicks. The Spurs and the Mavericks. The Pacers and the Grizzlies. Bulls, Timberwolves. Pistons, Clippers at 10. And on NBA TV at 10 o'clock is a good one. The Heat and the Trailblazers. All right, now we'll move on to the NHL. We will look back on last night's results, and we will look ahead to what will be a busy weekend in the National Hockey League. Penguins over the Rangers 5-2, Devils over the Sabres 6-3, Islanders over the Flyers 3-2 in a shootout. Bruins over the Capitals 4-2, Hurricanes over the Panthers 3-0, Lightning over the Blue Jackets 6-4. Jets over the Canadiens 4-2. Oilers over the Senators 3-1. Predators over the Red Wings 7-1. Stars over the Blackhawks 5-1. And obviously Canucks Flames postponed. Tonight's game, 7 o'clock. You have the Rangers and the Islanders. A fun game from should be Nassau Coliseum. The Islanders are minus 148. The Rangers are plus 126. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. The Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 230. The Islanders minus 1.5 is plus 188. The Islanders have been playing great hockey of late, but I'm taking the Rangers as a dog here, plus 126. I was right last night with the Penguins in the over. The Rangers are out of it at the moment, but it would be so Rangers of them to win this game to convince people they're still in it. So I'm going to take the Rangers plus 126. The Penguins and the Devils. The Penguins are minus 198. The Devils are plus 166. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 130. Unders plus 106. The Penguins plus 1.5 is minus 140. Or I'm sorry, reverse that. Minus 1.5 is plus 140. The Devils minus 1.5 is plus or minus 170. I'm going to go with the Penguins in regulation at minus 125. Yes, they're on the second of a back-to-back, but so are New Jersey. Obviously, New Jersey's worse without Kyle Palmieri, so I'm going to say Penguins regulation minus 125. The Capitals and the Sabres. Washington is minus 220 or minus 275. Buffalo's plus 225. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 134. Unders plus 110. Capitals minus 1.5 is plus 102. The Buffalo Sabres plus 1.5 is minus 122. I think Buffalo's going to keep Taylor Hall out of the game tonight out of precaution due to a possible trade. So I'm going to take the under 5.5 at plus 110. I think Vitek Vanecek will play well. I think that the Capitals need to get going here, and I think have a chance to tie the Islanders for first. So I'm going to say Capitals and Sabres under 5.5 at plus 110. 8 o'clock, you have the Wild and the Blues. The Wild are minus 118. The Blues are even money. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 102. Unders minus 120. The Wild minus 1.5 is plus 235. The Blues plus 1.5 is minus 295. This is a hard one, but I'm going to go over 5.5 at minus 102. I think this could be an empty net decides the game in a 4-2 hockey game type of situation. So I'm going to say over 5.5 at minus 102. 10 o'clock, you have the Coyotes and the Golden Knights. The Coyotes are plus 198. The Golden Knights are minus 240. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 108. The Coyotes plus 1.5 is minus 122. The Golden Knights minus 1.5 is plus 102. I'm going to go over. Again, I know the juice is on the over, but Coyotes have been an over team. I'm betting Coyotes overs until they don't go over. The Avalanche and the Ducks. The Avs are a ridiculous minus 375. The Ducks are a ridiculous 3-1. The Colorado Avalanche and the Anaheim Ducks over 5.5 is minus 128. The unders plus 104. Colorado minus 1.5 is minus 134. The Ducks plus 1.5 is plus 112. They're overinflating Avalanche games. But for this game, I'm going to go under. I think John Gibson could play well. I think that the Avs goalie is playing great as well. So I'm going to go under 5.5 at plus 104. Don't feel good about it, though. This could be a 4-0 Avs win, by the way. And the Kings and the Sharks. The Kings plus 108. The Sharks minus 126. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. The Kings plus 1.5 is minus 245. The Sharks minus 1.5 is plus 198. I'm going to go with the Kings as a dog plus 108. The Kings have been pretty good as an underdog this year. So I'm going to go Kings plus 108 on the road at San Jose. Saturday, 2 o'clock, the Bruins and the Flyers. The Stars host the Panthers. 7 o'clock, the Red Wings and the Hurricanes. The Blackhawks and the Blue Jackets. The Jets and the Habs. The Sens and the Leafs. The Lightning and the Preds at 8 o'clock. The Wild and the Blues. 8:30, the Oilers and the Flames. And 10:30, the Kings at the Sharks. Sunday, 2 o'clock, the Sabres and the Flyers. 4 o'clock, the Coyotes and the Golden Knights. 6 o'clock, the Avs and the Ducks. 7 o'clock, the Penguins at the Devils. The Rangers at the Islanders. The Capitals at the Bruins. And the Stars at the Predators at 8 o'clock. All right, now we will look at the leaderboard of the Masters. Off to an interesting start so far. And with a pretty big lead at the moment. And is currently the favorite at plus 380, if I'm not mistaken. That is Justin Rose, who has a brilliant score of 7 under. Tied for second with 3 under, Hideki Matsuyama and Brian Harman. Tied for fourth with 2 unders, Mackenzie Hughes, Patrick Reed, Christian Zeidenhout, Webb Simpson, and Will Zalatoris. Tied for ninth with 1 under, you have Shane Lowry, Tyrell Hatton, Siwoo Kim, Bernd Weisberger, Mark Leishman, Jason Kokrak, and Jordan Spieth. So Jordan Spieth could potentially win back-to-back here. You never know. Tied for 16th at even, Xander Schauffele, John Rahm, Cam Champ, Kevin Kisner, and Michael Thompson. Now I'm just going to go through notables that are over. Tied for 21st with 1 over, Corey Connors, Brendan Todd, Paul Casey, Victor Hovland, Gary Woodland, Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas, Colin Morikwa. Tied for 31st with 2 over, Matt Jones, Sebastian Munoz, Ian Poulter, Charles Schwartzel, Harry English, Bubba Watson, Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, Matt Wallace, Tommy Fleetwood, Matt Fitzpatrick, Tony Finau, Adam Scott, Ryan Palmer, and Cam Smith. Tied for 53rd with 3 over, Joaquin Niemann, Abraham Ancer, Daniel Berger, Lucas Griffin, Phil Mickelson, Kevin Na. Tied for 61st with 4 over, Luis Olson, Bryson DeChambeau, Brett Horschel, Sergio Garcia, Matt Wolff, Rory McIlroy, Dylan Fratelli. Tied for 72nd with 5 over, Sungjae Im, Zach Johnson, and Jason Day. Tied for 75th with 6 over, Lee Westwood, C.T. Pond, Tied for 80th at 7 over, Patrick Cantlay. And where is my guy that I picked the win? Where is he? I didn't even see him on the list, which is wild. John Rahm, by the way, is even. If I didn't mention that. So John Rahm's still in play. But Justin Rose really had a great first day, which could springboard him to a win. So I think Justin Rose is going to end up winning the 2021 Masters, if you ask me. Now we will look ahead to the weekend's NASCAR races. Obviously, last weekend was a weekend off because of the Easter holiday. This weekend they will be in Martinsville. Xfinity's going tonight. And Cup is going tomorrow. We won't see the trucks until next weekend in Richmond. And they're going to have a matinee race on the 17th, which is different for the truck series. We don't normally see the truck series go during the day. So the Xfinity Series starting lineup for Martinsville. Starting at the pole tonight will be Harrison Burton. Second, Justin Allgaier. Third, A.J. Allmendinger. Fourth, Daniel Hemrick. Fifth, Justin Haley. Sixth, Austin Cindric. Seventh, Riley Herbst. Eighth, Noah Gragson. Ninth, Matt Snyder. 10th, Michael Annett. The rest of it, Jeremy Clements, Ryan Sieg, Jeb Burton, Landon Castle, Josh Williams, Ty Gibbs, Tommy Joe Martins, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Brandon Brown, Timmy Hill, Jesse Little, Alex Labb, Colby Howard, Brandon Jones, Brandon Godvic, Braley Curry, Brett Moffitt, Joe Graff Jr., Josh Berry, Jade Buford, Kyle Weatherman, Blaine Perkins, J.J. Yaley, David Starr, Ryan Vargas, Matt Mills, George Graham Jr., Stephon Parsons, Greg Galding, and Matt Jaskell. I am going to go to DraftKings for NASCAR odds because they have better NASCAR odds than FanDuel does, in my opinion. So I normally like to go to DraftKings for their odds for the race. I have a couple names in mind. I'm going to go back to the well with somebody who I picked a lot on the podcast. He's starting in 5th, and that is Justin Haley. He's 16-1. I think he's due for a win and due for a good performance. I think the week off could do him wonders and rebuild his mindset. So I'm going to go with Justin Haley at 16-1 to win the Cookout 250 from Martinsville. And now the Cup Series starting lineup from Martinsville. Joey Logano got the pole. And the rest of the starting lineup is as followed. Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Newman, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, that's your top 10. Daniel Suarez, Kyle Busch, Tyler Reddick, Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher, Eric Jones, Ryan Preece, Austin Dillon, Kyle Larson, Alec Bowman, Kurt Busch, Matt DiBenedetto, Chris Bell, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Cole Custer, Ross Chasen, Garrett Smithley, Quinn Houff, Justin Haley, Eric Almirola, Cody Ware, Josh Bilicki, Corey LaJoie, Anthony Alfredo, BJ McLeod, and James Davison. In terms of a pick for this race, I'm going to go with somebody that has had the history at Martinsville. He's starting in the top 10. Kevin Harvick. 14-1. He's going to be my pick to win the Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief 500. Kevin Harvick, 14-1. He's had some moments in Martinsville throughout his career. So I'm just going to take a stab with Kevin Harvick here. All right, now we'll do my NHL Power Rankings. We haven't done this in about a month and a half because we've been so busy with March Madness and all that fun. So, without further ado, here we go. 31's the Buffalo Sabres. I'm sorry. They're going to be 31 for the rest of the season. They're terrible. We all know it. They tank. Taylor Hall's probably going to sit before he gets traded. Currently 9-24-6 with 24 points. So, yeah, they're a mess. Number 30 is the New Jersey Devils. They're this low because of the trading of Kyle Palmieri and Travis Zajac. And let's calm down. They just beat the worst team in the league. They're the second worst team in the league at the moment. They are 14-18-6 with 34 points. I think they're going to finish potentially with the second lowest points in the NHL this season. So, yeah, and I think there could be more out the door for New Jersey as well. 29 is the Ottawa Senators. They're 13-24-4 with 30 points. Losers of their last three. Ottawa has had some moments this year. They've picked off Montreal a couple times. They picked off some of their division opponents. DJ Smith sometimes has made some good moves. I don't know if he's going to last there because Ottawa's a very dysfunctional franchise. But I like what I've seen from some of their youngsters there in Ottawa. Number 28, the Anaheim Ducks. They are 12-21-7, 31 points. I'm surprised how bad the Ducks have been. I had them as an over team this year when I did my preseason show with my friend Steve. We both picked over for Anaheim, and they're obviously going to go under. So that, to me, is very surprising that they're going to finish in the basement of this division in all likelihood. 27, the Detroit Red Wings. 13-23-6 with 32 points. Losers of their last two. Detroit has weirdly been in some of these games. They've been competitive. I know Jeff Blashill's trying to save his job. He's been there a while. But I think they should make some changes. But that's just me. They play well at home. They're terrible on the road. Number 26, the Calgary Flames. I'm surprised at how disappointing Calgary's been. 16-21-3 on the year, 35 points, losers of their last four. Darryl Sutter has come in there and not changed the situation. I'm fascinated what they do leading up to Monday. They are currently 8 back in Montreal. They're done. I think they're going to trade some pieces. And I don't know if Johnny Gaudreau could be in play. It's going to be very interesting to find out. I have to have a guest on the show. Maybe I'll have Derek on potentially next week. Or maybe John Butchercross. We'll see if I could get John to come on. But Calgary, very disappointing. Very. Number 25, the Vancouver Canucks. They are in a tough situation, obviously. 16-18-3 on the season, 35 points. Losers of their last three before the COVID pause. They're going to be sellers by default. It's just unfortunate for them. And word on the street is that they want them to come back next week, according to the league, and that would be great to see them back in action after a very lengthy layoff. The team came out with a statement recently. I'm just going to say it now just to save it from news and notes. Yesterday they said, as of today, 25 individuals have tested positive, and the source infection is confirmed a variant full genome sequencing by the BCCDC will be required to determine which specific type. And that comes from Canucks physician Jim Bovard. And they said The health and safety of players, staff, and families and the greater community remains the utmost priority. The Canucks are grateful for the continued support of local public officials, the NHL, and the NHLPA, and encourage everyone to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 by following health orders. COVID-19 infections are rising in BC, which is British Columbia. This is a stark reminder of how quickly the virus can spread and its serious impact even among healthy young athletes. So, it's very sad. And in positive Canuck news, Thatcher Demko signs a 5-year extension and Tanner Pearson a 3-year extension. So, there's some positive news for the Vancouver Canucks. And hopefully they're back in action next week, and I think they're going to end up making some trades, unfortunately for them. Number 24, the Los Angeles Kings, sitting at 15, 17, and 6 with 36 points through 38 games. They have been okay. They fell out of the playoff picture, though. I think they'll sell off some pieces. They had a nice run. They've showed some promise, some of their young guys. And their backup goalie, Peterson's been playing great. Number 23, the Columbus Blue Jackets, sitting 15, 19, and 8, 38 points through 42 games. Unfortunate for them. I think that John Tortorella is going to be out by the end of the season. He'll be coaching somewhere else next year. Maybe like Pittsburgh if they get rid of Mike Sullivan. I could see it being Detroit trying to make themselves this up-and-coming team. I don't think he goes back to the Rangers. I think that there's 2 names in mind for the Rangers, but we're going to get to them eventually on the power rankings. But it's just unfortunate for Columbus. They are 7 back to the postseason at the moment. Number 22, the San Jose Sharks. 17, 17, and 4 through 38 games. And 38 points. They've really have been a solid offensive team. They're 5 back to the postseason. I think they could potentially be a seller too, but they're not as bad as I thought they were going to be. And their coach really has done a nice job. Number 21, the Dallas Stars. 14, 14, and 10, 38 points through 38 games. 7 back to the postseason. I think they're a seller too. Their COVID pause cost them a chance, in my opinion. That's just unfortunate. And same for Vancouver. And, well, Dallas, it was a combination of their COVID pause and the storm that city had about a month and a half ago or so. Number 20, the St. Louis Blues. 17, 16, and 6, 40 points. They're 3 back of the Coyotes for the last playoff spot in the West Division. They really fell off, but they're starting to come back a little bit. We'll see how things go, but I think they're going to stand pat, and they should. Number 19, the Chicago Blackhawks. They are 18, 18, and 5, 41 points, 4 back of Nashville through 41 games. I think that Jeremy Colton has saved his job. The Blackhawks, I think, have had some good moments this season. Patrick Kane's having a good year. Number 18, the Philadelphia Flyers. 18, 15, and 6. 42 points through 39 games. Losers of their last 2. I just don't think that Philly will make it either. They should be a seller. They're 6 back. But if either of them or the Rangers should stand pat, it should be Philly, because I think they have more talent than the Rangers. And the Rangers are next on the list at 17, 18, 16, and 5, 41 points through 39 games. A plus 19 goal differential, so that's an indicator that they're a better team than their record indicates. They've put up some good offensive performances against Philly and Pittsburgh over the last month on national TV, too. I think they should probably sell off some of their role players like Colin Blackwood and people like that. They traded away Brendan Lemieux already. So I think they'll continue to trade away role players to get the young guys in the lineup, like Vitaly Kravtsov. More playing time for Alexis Lafreniere. More playing time for Kaapo Kakko. And I think that they will be in all these games because of their offense, because of Artemi Panarin, because of Chris Kreider, and because of Pavel Buchnevich. And their goaltending was not good last night, but another big reason why they kind of came back into the race and were 3 points back at one point is not just because of their offense, but their goaltending was better as well. Number 16, the Montreal Canadiens. They are 17-11-9, 43 points. They are the last playoff team in the North Division as things stand. God, if the Rangers were in the North Division, they'd be 2 back. But the Rangers and the Flyers both got screwed for being in that awesome division. You knew 2 teams were going to get screwed. I thought the Rangers were going to be one of them, but I thought the other one was probably going to be Washington. But Washington's where they are right now, which we'll get to later, is because of some guys having great years, which, like I said, we'll hold off on Washington. Montreal, plus 15 goal differential, losers of their last 2. The intern coach, they've been playing a little bit better under the intern coach after they got rid of Claude Julien. I still think that was a weird decision at the time. Number 15, the Arizona Coyotes, 19-16-5, 43 points. They've been an over team this year, and I've been saying it on the podcast for at least 2 months now. And they have the last playoff spot in the West, but I don't think it's a guarantee they get it. I think they're going to make some trades to go for it a little bit. I think the Blues still have a shot at that last spot. So Arizona really has got to keep this up. Number 14, the Nashville Predators. They are 22-18-1, 45 points. Winners of their last 3. They've been playing great hockey. I think that there's a chance they pull away for that last playoff spot in the Central Division. I thought that last spot was going to come down to Nashville and Columbus preseason, but it's going to probably be Nashville. I was way wrong about Florida, way wrong about Dallas. We'll get to Florida in the moment. But good for Nashville. Number 13, the Boston Bruins. 21-10-6, 48 points. In all likelihood, they'll be the last playoff team in the East Division. I think the East Division playoff teams, we know them already. Plus 13 goal differential. Winners of their last 2. They've been playing better after losing a couple games to the Devils, which was bizarre. Number 12, the Winnipeg Jets. 40 games, 24-13-3, 51 games. Plus 20 goal differential. Winners of their last 2. They've been playing good hockey lately. Number 11, the Edmonton Oilers. 25-14-2, 52 points. Plus 19 goal differential, winners of their last 2. They've been playing good hockey as well. Connor McDavid is the runaway favorite for the Hart Trophy at this point. Number 10, the Minnesota Wild. They're 3rd in the West Division, 24-12-2, 50 points. Plus 19 goal differential. They're only 6 back of Colorado for the division. And they're 2 back of Vegas for 2nd. Minnesota's a decent team. They're much better than I thought they'd be this year, and Kirill Kaprizov's the runaway favorite for the Calder Trophy at this point. 9, the Pittsburgh Penguins. 25-13-2, 52 points. A dominant home team, 16-3-1 at PPG Paints Arena. Plus 23 goal differential coming off the win against the Rangers last night. I think they have a chance to win this division. They're playing very well. Number 8, the Florida Panthers, 26-11-4, 56 points. Losers of their last 2, plus 21 goal differential. Like I said earlier, Florida's been a lot better than I expected this season. Their backup goalies played great this year. They have a chance to win this division, too, with 1 point back. 7, the Washington Capitals, 25-11-4, 54 points. plus 12 goal differential, but losers of their last two. They've been much better than I expected because of the performance of Vitek Vanecek in net. Ilya Samsonov has not been good. Vanecek should be their starter in the playoffs. He's been much better. Number 6, the Vegas Golden Knights. They are in second in their division, 25-11-2, 52 points. Plus 32 goal differential. Dominant at home, 14-4-2. They're playing a little bit better. Marc-Andre Fleury's had a great year. Robin Leonard, when healthy, has been solid as well. Number 5, the New York Islanders. 26-10-4, 56 points. Plus 29 goal differential. Winners of their last 4. 17-1-2 at home. They have one regulation loss at home all season. One. I did not know that until now. Who was that against? I want to know. If I had to guess, I think it was against Pittsburgh. Because I know Pittsburgh owned them in the beginning of the year. I know Pittsburgh beat them there, but that was in a shootout. I know they lost in Pittsburgh to them. I'm going to find out, when did the Islanders lose in regulation at home. I know Pittsburgh beat them there. Oh, it was against the Flyers on March 18th. That was their lone regulation home loss. I know they lost in a shootout to Pittsburgh. And I feel like they lost at home again to Pittsburgh, too. Let's see. But they've been dominant at home. I picked the Rangers tonight, actually. And to me, that just would be very, very Rangers of them to win at the Islanders. And then let's see. We're trying to find out where the Islanders lost at home, other than that Pittsburgh shootout game. Pittsburgh shootout. And in Pittsburgh in overtime, yes, it was, both of them were against the Penguins. So that's what I thought. I knew Pittsburgh beat them twice there. Both of them was in overtime and shootout, respectively. And then the regulation loss came against the Flyers back in March. So that's wild. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, first place in the North Division, 27-10-3, 57 points. Winners of 5 straight, plus 33 goal differential. They've been playing good hockey. Austin Matthews has been tremendous, so has John Tavares. Number 3, the Tampa Bay Lightning, first place in the Central Division. Or no, take it back, second. 27-11-2 on the year, 56 points through 40 games, plus 37 goal differential. They've been great, as always. Number 2, Carolina Hurricanes. They're in first place in the Central Division through 39 games. 27-9-3, 57 points. Dominant home team, 14-2-3, plus 34 goal differential. Winners of 3 straight. They've just been an awesome hockey team this year. And number 1, the red-hot Colorado Avalanche, 56 points through 39 games, 26-9-4. They've been dominant both at home and on the road, plus 45 goal differential. They lost their last game, which was weird. They have the best point differential, or goal differential. They're awesome. They're the best team in the league right now. They should be the favorites to win the Stanley Cup. So, yeah, the Colorado Avalanche, the top team in the NHL at the moment in my power rankings. All right, now I'm going to go over the latest news and notes. I'm going to try to be very quick here. The Yankees have just activated Justin Wilson from the 10-day injury list. That is good news for the New York Yankees as they deepen their bullpen a little bit. Although the bullpen without him has actually been pretty solid, amazingly enough, because that was a weakness the last couple of years, like the underbelly of the bullpen. But the underbelly of the bullpen has been a lot better to start the season. Some guys have made some significant jumps, like Jonathan Loáisiga and even Michael King, who had that great performance on Sunday. Victor Oladipo exited the game against the Lakers in the fourth quarter due to a knee injury. We'll see how that holds up. The MLB is investigating Trevor Bauer as he had multiple suspicious baseballs sent to MLB for inspection. And that's according to Fox Sports is Ken Rosenthal. And Bauer claps back and calls out the national gossip bloggers on Twitter after reports his baseballs are being investigated. Of course, Trevor Bauer clapped back. Like, Trevor Bauer is a character off the field, as we know, and I'm interested to see how this investigation goes. Maybe he gets suspended or something. Oh, heartwarming story. Baltimore, they have their home opener the other day against the Red Sox. Trey Mancini gets a huge standing ovation when he is introduced for his home return after the cancer battle. Was so awesome to see. It's a well-deserved ovation. The Yankees and their fans gave him a standing ovation the other day, which was very heartwarming to see. So you'll see road opponents do it too. This is a huge deal that Mancini's back, and I'm hoping he has a good season for the Orioles because he deserves it. James Paxton may need Tommy John surgery as the lefty has been recommended for it after the forearm injury on Wednesday. That's just unfortunate. The Mariners brought him back to see if he could turn into an asset for them to flip at the deadline potentially, but nope. He's likely heading for Tommy John surgery, and that's unfortunate for him. And we talked about the Canucks in the Power Rankings segment, so we really don't have to get into their situation in news and notes, but hopefully they return to action at some point next week. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. More ways to win. This is a hard call. And by the way, I was wrong with the Justin Rose number. He's plus 450. I guess the odds took a jump. I'm going to go to... That's a tough sport to go... I thought about it, the NBA, but I don't know. A lot of games I have edges on, I'm not so sure. I don't know about the status of Malcolm Brogdon and Domantas Sabonis to bet Indiana. I stayed away, but they ended up covering the number anyway. There's 4.5 against Orlando, who's not as good as Indiana, obviously, even with those guys out for Indiana. And heck, Minnesota's a better team than Orlando now with what's going on with the Magic and the trades. So, for my best bet of the day, this is a hard one. I am going to go with over 9.5 in the Reds-Diamondbacks game. I don't think I've gone with the baseball best bet in a couple days, so I'm going to do my 5 units for tonight on the over 9.5 between the Reds and the Diamondbacks. I think that a lot of runs will be scored. The Reds have been an offensive juggernaut, and I think that continues here. So give me over 9.5 and minus 104 between the Diamondbacks and the Reds. So there you have it for the show today. I'll be back on Monday recapping everything from the weekend, from Major League Baseball to the NBA to the NHL. We'll go over the Masters results. We'll go over the NASCAR results. And obviously news and notes. MLB Power Rankings on Monday. We'll recap American Idol. And I didn't have time for American Idol today. We'll do it on Monday. And I'll give out who I think or who I thought would be in the top 16 on the show on Monday and compare it to what the top 16 actually will be. And obviously best bet for Monday as well. Hope you guys have a great weekend, everyone.